Oh my goodness! See, this is fun here. This is fun.
Just
So
right.
wait a minute. Say what you just said to me about the Washington football team. I mean, you were talking about my brother Greg,
Oh yeah.
who's a Washington football team fan.
Washington before the week before that, he was right on the phone and he called me, telling me everything. What's wrong? This past week, I ain't heard a peep out of it.
See, I'm telling you.
Nothing.
See, this is the reason why I'm a Cowboy fan. Because people will say you're not a real Cowboy fan because you're not from Texas, right? But see, growing up, there are a couple of things that happened to me growing up, and I'm so glad I got my dad here to verify. But some of the first memories I have was sitting in that room, okay, on the couch, and my dad talking about them Cowboys and everything. Didn't know what football was. All I knew was Cowboys. But growing up, the thing I did that messed up my dad. What was the red convertible? Ford what?
Ford something. I can't remember.
Okay, but it had like fins almost on the back of it. You know, kind of like the Batmobile because that was in back then. But when that car was moving, I was right there in that front seat, and I can remember riding in there as a little kid, right? But I messed up because my dad worked for the Postal Service, and he worked the night shift. And I was standing right here at this door, right here. And this is before the shopping center was over here and stuff. So the driveway, car parked right here. Because we had two driveways. There was one on this side and one on the other side, right?
Right.
And so I remember standing right here on the porch. Now, this is before we did the addition. So this was an old wood porch. And in fact, there was a hole that used to be right over here. I wanted to be a trash man. I know it's crazy. I wanted to be a trash man. I had a little trash truck. And I had newspapers that I would crumble up and put into it, and I'd dump them in here. And when we rebuilt it, we opened up the floor, there were some of the newspapers there. But anyway, I digress. My dad is getting ready to go to work. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon, and I'm standing right here on the porch. I want to go with Dad. I want to go with Dad. And you know what? That was the last time I went riding, too, wasn't it? It was like, you ain't riding to work. So that killed that. But growing up, Herbert and Dade and everybody else, they were all Redskin too, Washington fans. And when Washington would win, that phone would just ring it off the hook. But just like with Greg, Cowboys win, ain't nobody calling. Now, an interesting thing was my dad, you know, really what, 3 Cowboy fans at the post office?
Right.
He was known as Cowboy Ty, so literally everybody came to him to bet. So now you know. Well, and you notice the cowboy hat right there, right? Old-fashioned cowboy hat right there. So you don't get any more old-school Cowboys than that. And that's how I became a Cowboy fan. So the question is, what are the Cowboys going to do this weekend?
That's what I'm asking you.
Okay, here's my thing. I think the NFL would love to have the Cowboys versus the Giants because Jason Garrett, offensive coordinator, going against his old team, going down to Sunday, last week of the season, you know that's the storyline. With the Washington football team messing up the way they are, do they really want to have more talk about them? So that's why I think that the Cowboys will win this week, Washington will lose this week, and everybody will be playing next week for the championship.
Right. I agree.
Okay? You want to make the playoffs?
I agree with that. I hope you do.
Okay, so Greg, you're now on blast, buddy. We ain't heard from you since Washington lost. Pick up the phone. Give us a call. I'm Marcos with my great dad, and this is what Christmas and family is all about for me, man. Being able to talk a little smack and trash about the other teams and stuff, and eating a lot of cookies. See you soon.